My favorite Tennessee memory is coming here on summer vacations with my family growing up. Little did I know that one day I would end up living here, but it was such a great thing to always go out to Briley Parkway. We stayed at the Fiddler's Inn out there, and that's where we had our family vacations. We'd go to the Grand Ole Opry, and then we'd go over to Graceland for a day. And it's just really neat to sit around and think about all of those memories that I have as a child, and now calling Tennessee my home is something really special to me.
And I think for me, it was the first time I got to play the Grand Ole Opry. It was really, really special. It's been, so much history in country music and music in general. But with my family and my roots being in Oklahoma, we all loved the Grand Ole Opry and always looked forward to watching it on TV. And it was passed through generations to my family. So to get a record deal in Nashville, Tennessee, and get to play the Opry was really, really special. I'll never forget the first time he played.
And for me, I think being from Ohio, I never even realizing that I'd probably move out of state, but for me to have met my wife and to have started my family, my daughters being born in Tennessee, it's still kind of weird to look at a birth certificate and see, because I never thought I'd be leaving Ohio, so to sit there and know that my daughters were born in Tennessee, and this is our home. So that's a memory that I'd like to relive over and over again, but my wife said no. She don't want any more kids.
I think what I love most about Tennessee, I'm from Oklahoma, so when I first drove into Tennessee, knowing that I was going to live there, I just noticed the trees, man. There's so many wonderful big trees, and I think the landscape is awesome. Oklahoma was so flat, and Tennessee's rolling hills, and it was such a great departure from Oklahoma. And I instantly fell in love with Nashville. I did, and the people are just wonderful. You're in the Bible Belt around Tennessee, and the people are just good-natured, good, wholesome people, really rootsy, wonderful family vibes you get out of this town and this state. Definitely. And I know as soon as I got here and I spent just a day in town, I knew this was my home. I knew I was going to call Tennessee my home for the rest of my life.
The blues music in Memphis is, it's just such a staple of country and rock, and it's just everything. You can go to one club in here, sax playing, another person over here just playing a banjo by himself, and it's just musically, it's just inspiring to walk down Beale Street.
It's a very important part of America, I think. You think about the music that's been created there through the years, and the artists that's come out of just off of Beale Street, they got their start, and made so many wonderful albums. And as an artist, I know we always look to Elvis Presley for guidance. He's somebody you can look at and go, wow, here's the way, you're supposed to do it if you're really going to do it, And so it's inspiring. It's a great city to be in. We've played many shows in Memphis, and it's a place that we hold dear to our heart for sure.
I went to school in East Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee. Right close to Chattanooga, and it's just beautiful country over there. I love it. Worked in Chattanooga while I was in school over there, so beautiful country. If you ever get a chance to go to Cleveland, Tennessee, you got to go. It's my stomping grounds.
And the fishing's great in East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Fishing's wonderful.
The Ocoee River, yeah. Rafted it many times.
There you go. And survived it. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't say they were big. I first moved here in 1991 to go to school, and shortly after that, Gary moved here around 1997, I think, and we started playing music together. And at the same time, I was musical director for a gal named Shally Wright, and I hired Joe Dunn to play guitar in that band, and that was around 98, I think it was.
Interstate 40, all the way from Oklahoma.
So we've all been here for a while now.
Yeah, and it does feel like home. It does feel like home for sure.
I think that Tennessee is a must for any visitor because it's just a wonderful place to see, first of all. The scenery here is absolutely gorgeous. And there are a ton of things that you must do. I would say, first off, you need to go to Nashville and you have to go to the Grand Ole Opry.
Yep.
Just given the history there and the artists that play there and so many great artists that have come before us in country music and the legends that go through there. And you never know who you're going to see. You might see little Jimmy Dickens with, I don't know.
Toby Keith.
Yeah, Toby Keith one night or something.
Yeah. But there's so many great things, especially if you're a country music fan, but the food's great, like the Loveless Cafe. There's so many world-famous places. Hotels like the Hermitage have been here forever, and, of course, the Tennessee Titans, and, come see the Predators games, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot to do.
And Gary's house, which is 441
Yeah.
Ackland Drive.
Yeah, please come over. The wife's cooking chicken and dumplings. Everybody come.
We're big fans of the Discover Tennessee Trails and Byways. Actually, Gary was telling me about it the other day. Speak to that a little bit,
Yeah.
Gary.
Well, I just think that there's so many things to do, and you can. What's great about Tennessee is you get all 4 seasons, but you don't get the 2 bad ones for very long. So it's great to get out and it's just it's a time of relaxation, a time of peace.
Reflecting. I
Yeah.
like to get on those trails sometimes and just reflect and go to little towns and see how people live their lives in other parts of the city here. It's
Yeah.
really great to get out there and discover new things.
Yeah, I actually own a farm between like Centerville, Tennessee, and Linden, Tennessee, which is way out in the country. But being from Ohio, where I grew up, our gas station was our grocery store and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually like going back into my childhood once I get outside of the city and get to go over there and see those small towns where there's a post office. There's a Subway and a gas station, though. I haven't
Yeah.
quite got that, but there's. You can go to Subway. You can fill up,
you a
take a
sandwich.
gas, package your diapers, and get you a Subway foot-long BMT to go. You
You
got
got
it
the
all.
trail.
And there's always something going on. You never know what you're going to run into. There's an old guy walking down along the street. I remember we were driving somewhere out. I forget where it was right now, but there was a guy named Percy Watkins, and I never will forget that.
Watkins,
He had a
Watkins.
bag he was carrying with him, and he sort of waved at us. We said, "What do you got in the bag?" And he said, "I got the best apple butter ever." We followed him into town, took us into his little shop, and he had a bunch of homemade food in there, some pies and custards and things. Some of the best food you'll ever find right here.
Any place that smells like grease, go to it. Yeah, any meat and 3, all that. Going into Knoxville, of course, you got to go to the Smokies, and
There you go.
you got to go to the Smokies and do that. They've got a great. It's really cool too, because every time you go through there, you try to look, because they started a big elk foundation up there, and so now to be able to drive through Tennessee and see elk on a mountainside is absolutely amazing.
If you come to Nashville, Tennessee, there are a lot of great places to eat, but some that are privately owned would be Valentino's is one of our favorite Italian restaurants, and Giovanni's is another great Italian restaurant that's privately owned here locally. What else?
What's
We
another
love so
Italian
many.
restaurant?
The Loveless Cafe here is a wonderful
Yeah,
place
it's a
to
great
get
place.
their world famous biscuits and
Yep.
preserves and gravy. And
I think you
there's
can never
a
go
ton.
wrong with the Palm and the Ruth's Chris, and
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those staples for sure. It's cool though, because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of the staple places you can go, but there's a lot of the mom and pop places too you can go to.
Yeah.
Like Park Cafe, there's little hole in the wall restaurants that are just awesome places to go.
and you're
there's-
always going to find something fun on Beale Street.
Yeah.
No
And
doubt.
any meat and 3 off of Music Row, go to it. The food's going to be amazing. So.
And you got to check out Broadway.
Yep.
And the place that we started, which is the Printer's Alley. We played there at the Fiddle and Steel Guitar Bar Monday and Tuesday nights until we got our record deal, and played there a little bit after we got our record deal. So
Yep.
you got to check out those historic locations for sure in downtown Nashville.
That's a great thing about Tennessee. There's so many wonderful places to go watch live music. So you've got the world famous Tootsie's. You've got, of course, Grand Ole Opry.
Legends Corner.
Yeah, Legends Corner. You've got Fiddle and Steel Guitar Bar. You've got
The Stage is a great
Yeah.
place now for live music.
yeah. And what's so great about it is you can go down Broadway. There's live music everywhere, every night.
You won't have any trouble finding it.
Yeah.